There are so many ways that you can utilize ChatGPT to make your business just work for you and just run so much smoother, whether you're a real estate agent or honestly probably another business. And the reason I wanted to chit chat about this today on today's episode is because this is something I myself avoided for so long because it just seemed overwhelming and daunting and like just honestly a lot more harder than it is and less simplified, but it is so simple and easy. Not something you need to be like build up in your head as this hard thing. And we're really going to be ChatGPT focused. So we have a extremely long list, guys. There are so many ways that you can utilize ChatGPT for your business. The last one is what I believe is probably the most important for our business right now. So don't go anywhere. You're going to want to stay tuned until the end.
Okay. And so like I'm using ChatGPT for multiple reasons in multiple different ways because in business there's categories, right? And so I want to honestly first just create a profile like I did, and then the more you use it, I feel like the more information it's gathering about what you use it for. That's key, what you're using it for, but also your personality traits, identity, those type of things. So then the majority of like email sent or getting a text message that you're getting ready to blast out to people sounds like you rather than a robot. I think that's like the biggest thing because we've probably all done it. We've gotten spam, we've gotten mail, and it's like I know that wasn't somebody real. And so I think what the biggest focus is for me in our business, real estate related wise, is like how can I generate content that is good for myself, but also relatable, my identity that other people will see.
Like it sounds like you talking, not a robot.
Exactly.
And that brings me to another point I'm going to share at the very end. A big way, at least one way, maybe more, that I refuse to use ChatGPT for. Some things that I will not use it for. But I do think, while there are ways that I will not use it for, I do think that it can be a really great tool when it comes to utilizing tools and technology to help you run your business more effectively, efficiently, to scale your business, streamline your business. We over here, we've got systems for everything, processes for every part of our business. And this is just another tool in the toolbox because as you know, if you've been around here, like we are very intentional to find ways to be constantly making more while working less and just like scaling our business. And these are all ways to do that. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go down the list and name off one by one each one. And as we get to each point, we can elaborate on it a little bit.
Yeah. And if I use that, for sure.
So the first one is something that you do, so I won't talk about it. It's create an in-depth marketing plan for a for sale by owner and send it to them. Or you've tried it, right?
I have been trying it.
Okay.
And I've been doing it more and more with like expired listings and people that are on the fence of using us versus maybe another agent. The reason I kind of started going this direction in using ChatGPT is because how can I look different than anybody else? Well, I do know after me doing a test runner too with it, critiquing like, oh, okay, I don't actually do that marketing. I need to eliminate that. It like put together this really, really good, say 30 or 45 day marketing plan. And if you don't believe me, go into ChatGPT and ask and tell it like, hey, I'm a realtor. I'm looking to sell this property at this home address. Can you give me nearby statistics and what I need to do to get it sold in 30 days and create me a marketing plan? Okay, great. It's going to create you something within seconds. That's the number one thing. It's like time is money.
It literally takes seconds.
So it does seconds. And then, you can convert it to a PDF. You can copy paste it and do whatever you're using to edit Word files.
Yeah.
And then from there, you have a full marketing plan that you can send in an email. You can actually do a video text. You can do a video, upload it to a YouTube channel, and send a direct link to that prospective client. And all of this stuff was done in a matter of minutes. So that to me was like the weird game changer.
Yeah.
And like the majority of emails that I have sent, including that ChatGPT marketing plan, this is what we're going to be doing, even rebooting listings that we've currently already had that might be, stale in the MLS.
Like marketing plan for your listing, a new marketing plan, or listing description, listing details, that kind of thing.
I regenerate a listing. So we renew the listing and then we go with that marketing plan. And, I've been seeing pretty good results, especially more traffic directed towards our website viewing that prospective listing, or even gaining a new client because of the way the SEO searches are.
I like that. So basically to set yourself apart when you're trying to win the listing, because as you know, if you're not familiar, for sell by owner, that's basically a type of lead we can go after. Someone trying to sell their house on their own. As agents, we try to convert them and get them to work with us, but so are 100 other agents. It's very competitive. So this is just a way to set yourself apart. Okay, so marketing plan for your own listings, listing details, follow up. I've heard you using this for follow up, or I've seen you using it for follow up.
Yeah, I've heard and seen some people using ChatGPT more as like a follow-up schedule, not necessarily the content to follow up with, but like, hey, my audience is this. What times or points of the day should I be following up with the client? How often? But then also, is it through text, call, email, voicemail? Like, at what points of the day am I doing one of those preferred methods? And then obviously you can go on and ask for content to send, because we all know it's like, I always say, don't be salesy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to come across as salesy, because then you'll never get a reply. So as authentic as you can be, I've used ChatGPT to help me in my follow-up game. But ultimately in my CRM system, there's like smart plans, right? And I consider that follow-up.
Right.
And it's whether a market report sent out to somebody once a month, or we're contacting somebody every quarter. Like, I can generate follow-up plans to submit in my own CRM system that sometimes have better ideas than even I ever had. And we've been in the business, 7 years now? Like, it's kind of crazy.
I'm on my 10th year. I think you're on your 7th, something like that. So another way we've utilized it, and this is a way where I don't know, I will use it for this, but I also like to not use it for this as well, because for one, for this channel, podcast, however you're listening to it, you can listen on Spotify as a podcast if you want, or if you're listening on YouTube, both are fine. We really don't usually use, sometimes we have like an outline where we'll have like talking points. Otherwise, we generally like to keep things like, I don't know, like off the top of our heads conversation. We have a couple other YouTube channels I've mentioned before that we do get business from in different ways. And the other one that's like agent facing, I like to talk off my own personal experience, and I really like to write from the heart, or think about what I'm going to talk about, like what's on my heart, what's on my mind, which like ChatGPT doesn't know what's on my heart. Although they might. It's kind of freaky. They know everything. They know me better than I know me. It's weird. But my other channel that relocation buyers come from, it's more like factual. It's less like creative outlet-y like the other one. It's more like to the point, like buyer statistics, home buyer tips, moving to Oregon. It is a very easy way to come up with content and video scripts, is like type in on ChatGPT, what are the five reasons someone would want to move to Salem, Oregon, and then that gives me a video idea and I can use it. Or what are, because before I was just writing it from my own experience, which I still think it's important to talk about, but usually it will be something in your own experience, and then you can it'll just give you inspiration, or like give me a few like home first time buyer tips, and then you can make a video about it. And then you can kind of personalize it. You can actually ask ChatGPT to make you a video script, and it will literally script your video. I don't do that anymore because I like to do more outline style. I don't like to follow a script, and it will literally tell you word for word, like, this is your introduction, this is what you say first, this is the narrative. Like, it literally writes it out like an actual formal script.
Real script.
But if it does, you can critique it and be like, oh, that's great. Can you tweak it a little though, or take out the intro and the outro or whatever? So you can tweak it or make it sound a little more like this. So you can use it to get inspiration. There is literally no reason now to not utilize video marketing as a real estate agent. I talk to so many agents all over the US and Canada because of the brokerage I'm with, Real Broker. If you're like, what is that? You can find out more information on our other channel. We talk a lot about that. But a lot of these agents that come to me about Real Broker, they want to use video marketing because Real Broker has the best, highest tech and also the best training for video marketing in the entire real estate industry. And it's something I do. So these agents that want me as their sponsor at this company want advice from me in this area. And because of that, there's literally no reason for any agents not to be utilizing video marketing. Now you have no excuses because you literally have like a zillion, the whole world of marketing at your fingertips. So that's just a quick,
that was quick. That was rapid fire.
That was rapid fire.
I was like trying to take in everything as you were saying it. That was really good stuff. That was cool.
Thank you. Okay, so moving on. Okay, this is a good one. I did this, and I just need to like preface this by saying I'm like I said, I'm on my 10th year in the real estate industry. I pride myself as a local resource. I feel as though that is my job, to know what to do, know what's going on, guide my clients through the process. That being said, real estate is always changing, and I feel like we need to always be educating ourselves and learning as real estate agents, because real estate's always changing. Right. The industry is always changing. And sometimes, you guys, even if you're 10 years in the industry, there's going to be something you don't know. Your client's going to ask you a question. It doesn't happen as often, but there might be a question that you get asked and you're like, you know what? I don't know that. Or you know it, and you know, but you just can't really come up with the words to explain it in a way that would make sense to a consumer, because you're a realtor and you're going to use realtor lingo. Right. So I actually used this recently when a client asked me a question that I couldn't quite put into words. I asked ChatGPT for the answer, and they like simplified it for me, and I sent it to the client. So you could, if you're a new agent, especially, like if I had this when I was brand new, I would have been using this all the time, because I didn't know anything, you guys. I would have been using this all the time. You can literally ask it the question and then tell your clients. So if you're my client watching this, like, you know, I'm probably not using it, but I could, but it's there. No. Okay. Something you don't know as a new agent. The next way you could use it is search engine optimization. You can have it, write you a search engine friendly YouTube description, search engine friendly title for whatsoever platform it is you're video marketing or just marketing in general. Whatever platform you're doing, you can ask for SEO friendly search engine optimization, so it knows like what are people searching for, people that would want to move to your area. Another way I've used it is, my sister told me about this actually. I typed into ChatGPT. I said, this is who I am. Like, this is about me. This is a little bit about me. This is
who I am.
Like, these are my strengths, my weaknesses, what I'm interested in, my passions.
Until you go into ChatGPT, you're probably not going to realize.
Probably not understanding. Yes, but you can literally put this in. Like, this is a little bit about myself, my background, my interests, my hobbies, my strengths, my weaknesses. Write me a content plan. And it literally wrote out like a in-depth content plan for all the different categories for my other YouTube channel. So yes, it was so just in-depth things that I'm like, wow, that sounds so fun to talk about, but I would have never thought about that, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Did I tell you that I did this one? I asked ChatGPT. Is it GTP? I would always say it wrong. I think I say GPT, but it's GTP. GPT. Yeah.
Gosh dang it.
Josh corrected me on that because I was
GPT.
Yeah. So it's GTP, but I had to train myself because I was saying GPT for so long. But I told them, this was another one my sister told me about. I told ChatGPT, I said, I am a real estate agent. This is like about how many homes I want to sell right now and how often a day I want to work. Right. This is my production goals. I told them I want time to read my Bible. I want to walk 3 miles a day. I have a daughter who's 5 and I would like time to homeschool her. This is how we're the style of homeschooling we're going to do. This is like what we're leaning towards. This is whatever, like what we're focusing on. I told them basically all the things that are important to me in my life and my day and my schedule. And I said, write my dream schedule for me, or like my ideal schedule. And it literally wrote me out a schedule, like exactly how I could spend my time really, really well to fit all these things into my day, starting from like 7 a.m. till whenever I go to bed. And it literally included like all the things that were important and just in a way that I couldn't have done it. So you can literally ask it to write you your schedule. Like, hey, I'm a realtor and I want to sell, I don't know, however many houses you want to sell this year, or this is how I want to focus on getting my clients. And can you write me my schedule? And that's pretty cool.
No, that's like the game changer though. Mm-hmm. Like that it can actually benefit your hours throughout the day. Like actually apply it and actually stick to the goal and see if it works. But I just think that's like where a huge benefit is, because like all of us know how to time block. All of us have read about it. We all know the disciplines that it takes. We just don't do it, you know? So we have all the resources there at our fingertips. And
Yeah.
It's giving you really good ideas though. Like to run a business,
ideas.
be a mom, be a wife, go grocery shopping.
And if you really type out though, like the things that are important to you, it's crazy how detailed it can be.
Yeah.
Like the
important stuff. Yeah.
It literally knew based off of what I told it, like what my values are, what's important to me, what my daughter's into, what she's like. It literally told me the exact curriculum that I should use for homeschool. Right. And it was already the one that I was going to use because I'd been doing so much research and I already knew like this is going to be perfect for us, but it didn't know that. It literally
told
chose
you the
that.
Curriculum?
It told me, and it was the exact one that I already planned on using just based off of like our style of how we want to do things, her style of learning, like all this, like, which is wow. Like it's just crazy to me.
Right.
Such a cool resource. So how will we not use it?
How would you not use it?
I have an agent email list. If you're a realtor and you want to be added to it, shoot me an email. My email's in the description with the words email list and you'll be added. I send out once a month an email to real estate agents.
Slow it down.
Adding value. I have an agent email list. You can back up if I'm talking too fast. Okay. And I will not use it to write my email list because
why not?
One, it is true that like Spencer said, you can really say, like, you can have it write something and then you can be like,
saves you like 30 minutes.
You can write something and then say, make it more professional or make it sound more like a hippie, make it sound like this, make it sound like me. Like you can say, have it style, whatever, like laid back, professional, whatever.
Yeah.
But it can't sound just like you. Like I have a very unique writing style and I sound just like myself. And I enjoy, like writing is something I really, really enjoy and I think I'm good at. And so I don't want to utilize ChatGPT. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I like keeping my voice in my email newsletter. Like that's important to me. I will not use it for that. Maybe I will use it to edit or clean up something I wrote, but even then I feel like it takes away some of like the
I agree. I'm more of like a video guy or voice text guy. I rarely like typing with my thumbs and even keyboarding. It's not fun for me.
It works for you though to use for something like that because you don't like writing. Exactly. And so if you're someone that if you love it, like me, and it like brings you joy, then like, why would you use it? Exactly. It takes away from like your job that you enjoy. But, okay. So that's where I don't think, cause I don't think that it will replace humans in that sense, because I think it has for a while. And some people I've heard talk about being worried, like in the writing industry, being worried about it taking their jobs. But I think it's been oversaturated and we're coming out of that era, or we will be soon, to where we're coming into an era where people crave real, authentic human voices again, instead of just AI. And we're going to learn how to use it as humans that are writers, whatever, but not have it do the job for you. If that makes sense.
The thing with like media right now, especially on our platforms, is I don't think people realize that a lot of what they're listening and even watching is fake. Like it's an AI generated tool.
Yeah.
And you're like, I feel like there's keys while like watching these videos and audios, especially voiceovers. It's like, dude, that's not actually that person talking. It's not that person. It's auto-generated. And you know what? Like big tech companies, it's probably a lot cheaper going that route. And then also like editing software, like that's you can get crazy expensive too. But I get why things have moved in that direction, possibly due to costs, but ultimately there will be a decipher, I feel like of the audience. Like you just said, like nobody knows my writing more than I like can write better than I can, right? Mm-hmm. Like you have your own styles. And I think that's something that me as a viewer can understand and see how I don't think there is a replacement for like us and in those manners.
I think it's been oversaturated because you can spot it if you see a social media caption written by AI, which it's great to utilize if you need help, but like it doesn't replace the human. But okay, one last thing though, I did say I would share the most important way that we use it, I believe. Yeah. So we have this CRM system at our brokerage that we have access to through our brokerage. It is called Lofty, formerly called Chime. It is a $500 a month CRM system worth every penny, but at our brokerage, Real Broker, we get it for $40 a month. You don't have to use it, but you get access to it. However, this one of the things we love about this CRM system, Lofty, is the artificial intelligence. Now, it captures leads that come onto our website. If someone comes onto our website at like 1 a.m, it's going to capture the lead. It's going to have a full-on conversation with them. We can look back the next day and see what it was saying. It follows up with leads. It can text like 500 people at a time and follow up. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. Yeah, but it's not ChatGPT,
No,
FYI, but
that's different.
But
yes.
That definitely was like kind of my first real introductions to AI assistants is hey, generate an email with listings that they viewed previously. So like it auto generates an email, sends them a direct link with those property addresses. I didn't even write it up. Like it did it in seconds. So like the follow-up game, like in our side of things, real estate, business related, making money. Yeah. It's just benefiting. It's benefiting me, my task, my time. Yeah. And I'm able to go elsewhere out in the field and maybe get more in-person, face-to-face meetings with prospective clients. And that's really important. I do want to say I have used ChatGPT for scripts, meaning like my cold call scripts. Because I do a lot of cold calling.
You have.
For sell by owners and expired listings. And a script it generated for me, I had never heard or seen anybody using it. I'm still in test phase of it. I'm like a month in, but I've booked like 6 appointments doing this. Okay. Now, I would say for sell by owners, a lot of it's in the follow-up after these initial appointments. No one's just for sell by owner then the other day wanting to list with you. You got to continue to work that. Yeah. But the script basically goes like, hey, are you willing to work with a buyer's agent? Usually sellers say yes. That's why they're for sell by owner. They're only willing to do buyer's agencies, not seller agencies. And so I say, oh, okay, that's great. Well, rather than just like sending this home to my buyers, like I want to actually come over, create you custom content, make short-term form reels, long-form video and audio, and actually market it for you for free. And in hopes of doing that, I gain a new buyer. And I can send them your way and we construct an offer for you. But in order for that to happen, I'd like to come over for 10, 15, 20 minutes and get content so I can further market your property for free. Some older sellers don't quite understand what I'm meaning, which is totally fine. Right. There's an education process there. But like my hopes is I got my foot in the door.
Which is the biggest thing with for sale by owners.
Face to face. They realize, hey, I'm not just this random 100th agent on a call that day. Yeah. Cool. So if I get the appointment, I get to meet them in person. From there, there's an understanding by the time I leave, because I always bring a CMA, letting them know what the home's value at that I believe we can sell for. If we were to go that route, I always make it clear I'm never doing the bait and switch thing. I'm here solely to get you a buyer, like I told you I would. But understand, you seeing me do all this for free, by the way, you can understand how I'm different than any other agent. Like, what other agents offered to do this for you? They always say no. No one's done it.
Nobody.
Okay, that's great. So I'm doing something different. And through my follow-up and letting them know how maybe the reels are performing or the long-form videos performing, I can then get a new client out of them as a new seller. We'll see if it works. I got probably 3 people on the reel, I'd say, right now, trying to reel them in as a new prospective client. But
that's awesome.
Ultimately, maybe you gain a buyer out of it. You know what I mean? So it kind of goes like both ways, I'd say, and that's how we're working it. But that script came out through ChatGPT. Yeah. Like
you asked them.
That's pretty cool. It wasn't my thoughts.
Okay.
And it was, I would say, successful.
Do you know what prompt you used? Like, what did you type into ChatGPT? What did you type into it?
I said, hey, can you write me a script for, I'm cold calling for sell by owners. I don't want to sound salesy. I want to book an appointment. I think that was big, like book an appointment. Because like I said, like I'm booking appointments. They're just not like seller listing appointments. It's more just like getting in face appointments. Yeah. So that performed there. And I think it was like, make me say something different than any other agent. Wow. So make me look different. And so it generated that.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, no, I think that it's the type of thing, like I said, there's still for sure things I'm not going to use it for, but I think it can be a really great tool for sure. And like, okay, one more thing I'll say. For sure. This is not real estate related, but I think I told you this. I used it for the other day. My daughter and I were reading a classic
that was cool too.
Children's novel, or is it a children's novel? I don't know. Little Woman. We were reading a classic book together for our read aloud time. And after we finished the book, I asked ChatGPT to give me lessons. I told them, like, these are things that are important to us. Can you give us valuable lessons from this book, like talking points that we can talk about, as well as a handful of like questions from this book for basically put together a lesson within 3 seconds. It literally came up, and I said at a 5.5-year-old's level, it literally came up with this whole list of really good like takeaways from this book that we got to talk about, like things that we actually learned, valuable life lessons, and then some question prompts for her to go over. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I literally just wrote this whole
You just made a
lesson just from ChatGPT. So there's so many ways you can use it, you guys. Anyway, if you grabbed value from today's video, hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down button. If you're an agent watching this video, let us know what market you're in. We'd love to hear where you're coming from. We love chatting with you guys in the comments, whether you are a real estate agent or not. Thanks for hanging out with us, and subscribe and hit the bell, and we'll see you guys next week.